Yeah, please excuse my abrupt end to the last video. Sometimes I find myself at a loss for words. I get so many things that I want to say, and I just don't know which order I want to say them in. So yeah, I mean, we we ended the last presidency with a war in Iraq and a war in Afghanistan. Those conflicts are still going. Now we've moved on into Pakistan, Yemen, Libya. Now they want to go into Uganda, and so on and so forth. Um, it's things like last week when 8 Afghanistan women that were out gathering firewood were hit by a NATO airstrike. Those are the things. Those are the reasons that the Middle East hates us. What we just did is we just made enemies out of 8 husbands, or out of 8 sons, or out of 8 fathers, or out of 8 brothers. And the more people we kill, the more enemies that we're going to make over there. Um, this is the reason why the Constitution mandates that to go to war, we get a declaration of war from Congress, because the founding fathers recognized that if they made it too easy to go to war, the easiest way to get control of a country is to keep a perpetual state of war. So rather than put the power in the executive branch of one person, where it's real easy to create a dictator out of one person, they put it in the broadest scope. 530 people, 535 people in Congress and the Senate that it takes to get a declaration of war. Um, so we haven't really had a declared war since the end of World War II. Eisenhower warned us the military. He warned us of the military-industrial complex, looking for reasons to go to war, because war is good for business. It's good for the Halliburtons and for the Raytheons and all these companies that build the war machine. Um, let me see. Let me. I got, like I said, I got so much to say that I'm not really used to getting on video and stuff like this. So, um, okay, take for example Libya. We went into Libya under the guise of helping these people, and come to find out, it's a well-known fact that a lot of these rebels that we were supporting in Libya, they were Al Qaeda. So let me get this straight. Al Qaeda is the enemy. Al Qaeda attacked us on 9/11, but now we just helped them in Libya. How does that make any sense? Answer is that it doesn't. You know, they continually use propaganda to demonize these countries around the world. People turn on the TV and they believe everything that comes across the media. The things that they said about that stuff wasn't happening over there. And now they're doing the same thing with Iran. Oh, Iran's going to get a nuclear weapon. Are you kidding me? They're a third world nation. They don't have enough camels to build a nuclear weapon over there. Here's an interesting fact. I read that Iran hasn't attacked the country since 1778, but they're these huge threats to. They are no threat to the American people. They don't have an army, a navy, an air force that's going to come over here and attack you. So how do we stop it? You're not going to stop it through elected officials. All of our politicians are bought and paid for. Uh, Lobbyists spend $6 billion per congressman in Washington, D.C. Before I was working, I made $38,000 a year. I can't afford to buy a congressman. So my vote doesn't count for anything. I don't work for Goldman Sachs, so I can't afford to buy Obama or Romney, but they can. We are not going to get any change from the political process. The founding fathers foresaw this sort of day coming, and in the Declaration of Independence, it states, after a long train of abuses, it is your right, it is your duty to throw off government and supply new securities for your own future. So, where am I going with this? It doesn't matter who you vote for in November. It does not make one lick of difference. They keep the people divided on social issues, on abortion, on health care, on all these things that really, at the end of the day, whatever they tell you from that bully pulpit, it doesn't matter. They're just saying whatever they think they need to say to the base to get elected. Their masters are the people with the money, and the people with the money are not the American people. So our political process is broken. It's now our responsibility to find a way to remove them from office and put people in there that are going to represent us. People like you and me that are going to really do what's best for the American people. So, having said that, read the Constitution, read the Declaration of Independence, read the Bill of Rights, educate yourself, look up the National Defense Authorization Act, read the Patriot Act. Don't just let that be something out there that you think is there for your benefit. Um, it's time for people to start exercising civil disobedience. Um, Reject the TSA pat downs. Reject the foreign policy. We need to rise up in some way and do something about this, because if you don't if you don't if you don't condemn the things that are happening, not just with your words but with your actions, and throw off the government and say you're not going to be a part of this, then they're killing those people in your name, in the name of freedom, in the name of the American people. They murdered 8 women in Afghanistan last week. In the name of the American people, President Obama assassinated an American teenager. No, you have the right. You have the right to a fair trial by your peers, but Obama denied him that right. He assassinated him, and if you don't stand up and speak out against that, then sooner or later it's going to be your turn, because you're Christian, or you're Catholic, or maybe because you're Muslim, or maybe because you're this color or that color, or whatever the flavor of the week is, that they're going to turn around and decide that now you're the enemy. Right now, I'm the enemy, because I'm sitting here saying that this government doesn't represent me, and I'm not going to take a part of it anymore. I condemn the murder of innocent people in my name. I condemn the taxation without representation. I condemn the destruction of our dollar that's going to enslave our children. And I'm sick of it. I'm not taking it anymore. And I'm taking my stand, and I hope that there are people out there that are willing to stand with me, because I'm standing not just for myself, but I'm standing up for you. God bless you. Thank you for listening to the video.